Hi there, saxophones. Today we're going to be getting into our music packet. So you're going to actually need your Songs for Mastery packet and a pencil. So make sure you have both of those things ready to go for our lesson. And you're going to turn to page 1. So we're on page 1, and here's where we're going to start learning about music and how we read music. So here we can see we have some notes. We have these circles are the notes. Below the notes we have fingerings that are written in for us. We have this treble clef at the start of the line, and then these five horizontal lines are called the staff. And then our notes are arranged into measures, which are groups of 4 counts. So this is one measure, this is the second measure, this is the third measure, and there's little measure numbers that help you keep your place here. You can see how this note, this circle, is a little bit higher than this note, than this circle. So this one is on the middle line, this one is a little bit lower than that. This one is on the second line. So we have notes in between the lines or with the lines going through them like that. Okay. Here, this fingering is telling us to put down 1 finger. This fingering is telling us to put down 2 fingers. This finger is telling us to put down 3 fingers. So when you look at this note is B, which is 1 finger. This note is A, which is 2 fingers. This note is G, which is 3 fingers. So I want you to take a moment and label this note as B, this note is A, this note is G. Like that. B, A, and G. Let's try playing these notes. Get our neck strap adjusted. So the note B is just the 1 finger. Let's hold out that note B like this. Play with me, ready? Go. And if we want to go to the note A, we're going to add a second finger. Play that with me, hold it out, ready? Go. One more time. Ready? Go. Then our third note, we add our third finger down, and that's a G, like this. Ready? Go. One more time, hold it out. Ready? So those are the notes B, A, and G. Now, let's also practice just using ta real quick, since that's going to be something we're going to need to be able to do today. So remember, when we do ta, we're just bouncing the tongue off the reed. We're not holding it on the reed. It's bouncing off. Ta, ta, ta. So let's play B, and we'll use some tas on B. Like this, listen. Do that with me. Ready? Go. One more time. Ready? Go. Then on A, same thing. Ready? Go. And then on G, the same thing. Ready? Go. So we're just getting ta, 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 getting the tongue moving there. So those are the notes we're going to use on our page and on this exercise today. Now, let's go on to the next line of music. So on the next line, take my saxophone off here so I'm not tangled up with it. On the next line, we have some different patterns of notes. So here you can see in measure 4, we have 3 notes. Measure 5, we have 3 notes. Measure 6, we have only 2 notes. Okay, again, we have our treble clef. Again, we have measures with bar lines that divide them up. Again, we have measure numbers. Again, some notes are higher than others. So these notes are going down, these notes are going up. You can see how there's changes there. Now, to identify the note, we are looking at its location on the staff, how high or how low it is. So this note here, we say, well, which one is it the same as? Oh, that's the same as B, so this note's a B. This second note, well, that one's not in the same place as B, so it's not a B. This note's actually an A. You can see how the dot's in the same place. It's a matching game. That's all we're doing here. This note here, this is a G. It's in the same place as the G. So we have a B, and then an A, and then a G. Now when we get to here, we're going to have a G. See how that's in the same place? This second note, that's an A. This third note, that's a B. They're in the same place. And then here, this note here, we say, well, which one is it the same as? Oh, that's the same as G. This one, that's a B. So this is a G and then a B. Let's take a moment and label these notes with the letters we just said. So that's what it should look like. B, A, G, G, A, B, G, and then B. So these are different patterns of notes or fingerings, and what we can do is we can practice playing those notes so that we get our fingers to work in different, get them coordinated to go in different ways. So that first measure, measure 4, we're going to have a B, and then an A, and then a G. So let's practice just that finger movement. B, A, G. Get me those fingers to go down. Do that again. B, A, G. So when we play it, it's going to sound like this. Listen. Play that with me. Ready? Go. One more time. Ready? Go. Now measure 5, we're going to go G, A, B. So we start with our fingers down and then we lift them up. Say that with me. G, A, B. Practice the movement. Do it again. G, A, B. Play that with me. Ready? Go. One more time. Ready? And. And then in the third measure, we're going to go from G to B. So let's practice that movement. Here's G, and then we lift up 2 fingers to go to B. G, B, G, B. Sounds like this. Listen. Play with me. Ready? Go. So that helps us practice just the note combinations and finger combinations so that we can change from high to low. Okay, so notes can be high or low, and that affects what fingers we put down. But the music has another component, and that's how long the note is. So music is laid out in time, and when we play music, we have a beat. So here I have a metronome going, and this is the beat, beat, beat. Feel the beat with your hand. Beat, 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 beat. So notes can be longer or notes can be shorter. We could have notes that just take up 1 beat. That would be like this. Ta, 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 ta. Sing that with me. Ta, 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 ta. Every note lasted for 1 beat, and then we went on to the next note. Notes could be 2 beats, so we would hold it for 2 beats, like this. Ta, ta, ta. Do that with me. Ready? Go. Ta, ta, ta. So those notes are 2 beats. Try it again. Ready? Go. Ta, ta, ta. That's how those notes are going to be 2 counts. Okay? Now, sometimes they could even be 4 counts. So we would hold ta through 4 of those beats. Do that with me. Ready? Go. Ta, ta, ta. And when you do that, you have to keep the air going all the way through those 4 beats so that you get that longer note. So notes can be high and low. They can be long and short. And so the shape of the note is what tells us how long or how short that note is. So when we look at the next line, we get into our rhythm patterns here. So these notes are a black circle, a filled in dot with a stem. So these notes each get one count. They're called quarter notes. Okay, so this is one count, one count, one count, one count. Ta, 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 ta. Each note gets one count. In measure 8 here, this note is just a circle with no stem. That's a note that's going to be held for 4 counts. So we go ta and hold it out. In measure 9 here, we have 2 notes. Each of these notes is 2 counts. So this is where we hold ta, ta, holding it out for 2 counts. Measure 10 starts with a 2 count. These are called half notes. This is called a whole note. Okay, so measure 9 and measure 10 start the same with a 2 count half note, but then in measure 10 we have a 2 count rest or a half rest. So we'd go ta, rest, rest. And rest is just silent music. So these are notes that make sound. Rests are silence. So music is all about playing with all these different variables of sound, silence, high, low, long, short, that type of stuff. Okay, so let's take our pencil and let's label that these notes are 1 count each. This note is 4 counts, and these notes each get 2 counts. So you should have something like this. These notes each get 1 count. This note gets 4 counts. These notes each get 2 counts. And this box right here is a 2 count rest. Now when we get to measure 11, we can say, okay, well, we've seen this before. These are the 1 count notes. Ta, 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 ta. And these notes get 2 counts. Ta, ta. So let's try doing this whole line now. We're going to do this with ta. And we'll just sing it, okay? Ready? Go. Ta, 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 ta. Ta, ta, ta. Rest, rest. Ta, 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 ta. Do it again with me. 2. Ready, go. Ta, 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 rest, rest, ta, 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 ta. Now, we can use that rhythm line to practice our rhythm, and we can use any note that we choose when we're just practicing rhythm. So let's try playing that rhythm line on the note B. So I'm going to put the metronome on, and we're going to play ta, 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 but using B. 1, 2, ready, go. Hopefully your rhythm matched up with my rhythm. So you want to be moving through time, holding notes the exact length, not too long, not too short, just right the length they want. Let's try that rhythm line again, except this time we're going to play it on the note G. So press down 3 fingers, same rhythm, okay? And still using ta to start those notes. I'm not going I'm using ta, ta, ta. I'm blowing the air and moving my tongue. Here we go. Using G, 1, 2, ready, go. So hopefully that helps the rhythm make sense. So we've talked about how high and how low the note is, and that's the name of the note and what fingers we put down. And then the rhythm is how long or how short the note is, and that affects how long we blow the air for. Okay, so let's put that together into our song, our first song, which is Hot Cross Buns. Let me zoom in here a little bit again. So on Hot Cross Buns, okay, we're going to go through a 4-step process of thinking about this song. The 4 steps are going to be count, say, finger, play, because we want to make sure we understand the counting. How long is each note? We want to make sure we know the name of each note, that we can say what each note is. We want to make sure that we can finger each note, because if we can't count or say or finger, we're not going to be able to play that. So here, when we look at Hot Cross Buns, the first thing we want to think about is our counting. So we look at this note and we say, okay, I need to think about the shape of this note and how many counts it's going to get. So this one, it's not the same as this. So it's not a 1-count note. It's not the same as this. It's not a 4-count note. This is a 2-count note. So we have 2 counts, 2 counts, 2 counts. It's the same. So we have here. Okay? And again, 2 counts, 2 counts, 2 counts. And then our 2 counts rest, like we talked about here. When we come to these notes, we say, well, these notes look different. These ones are open circles with a stem. These ones are closed circles with a stem. So these notes are the 1-count quarter notes. So we have half notes, we have quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4 quarter notes. Okay, and then we do the same thing again here, and then the ending is just like the beginning. So if I was to go through this, I would go ta, 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 rest, rest. Okay, can you do that with me? Ready? Go. Ta, 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 rest, rest. Ta, 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 rest, rest. Ta, 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 ta. So that gives us the counting of the song. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the note names. So we can think about what the name of these notes are. So here we're going to need to compare back up at the top and find out which note matches. So when we look at this first note here, that might be too far out. When we look at this first note here, we say, well, which one does it match up on the top here? Well, this first note matches with the B, and the second note matches with the A, and the third note matches with the G. So you're just looking at the dot and finding the one that matches up here. So we're going to go B, A, G. Then the next part's exactly the same. When we come to here, and we look at these notes, we have to say, okay, well, what note is that? So right here, this is it a B? Nope, it's not the same. Is it an A? Nope, it's not the same. Which one is on the second line? Oh, that's a G. So here we're going to go G, 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 G. Then we come to the next measure. They're both quarter notes, but this one is a little bit higher. So this is a different note. This is A. A, 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 A. And then we end with B, A, and G. So let's try saying the note names all the way across this line. I'm going to put the metronome on to help us keep our beat steady. 1, 2, ready, go. B, A, G, rest, rest. B, A, G, rest, rest. G, 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 A, 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 B, A, G, rest, rest. So those are our letter names. Now, one thing that I want to encourage you is to not write the letter names on these notes for the song. Okay? Sometimes kids feel like, oh, I need to write all those letters in so I remember them. If you do that, you're only writing in half the information, because remember we figured out that this note is a B, but it's also a 2-count note. So if you write down that it's B, you know it's B, but you don't know how long it is. You only have half the information. So learn what these notes mean. That way you're able to read the notes instead of trying to write the letters in. Okay? Now, we're going to go on to step 3, which is we're going to finger these notes. So we're going to go B, A, G. We're going to put our fingers on our saxophone. So you're going to go B, A, G, and move your fingers through that. So do that with me. Say the notes and move your fingers. Ready? Go. B, A, G, rest, rest. B, A, G, rest, rest. G, 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 A, B, A, G. Now that we've done the counting and said the note names and fingered it, say finger, now we can play it. So let's try playing it together. Make sure you're looking at your music while you're playing it. Even if you think, oh, I've got it memorized, look at your notes so that your brain makes the connection between what your fingers are doing, how you're blowing, and what the music sounds like. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. So hopefully that's making sense to you, that you're able to understand what's on the page and how that helps you know what to play for hot cross buns. The exciting thing about learning to read music is that once you understand how that works, you can learn new songs on your own. So now that you've done hot cross buns, you might be able to take a look at Au clair de la lune and start figuring that out on your own. So good luck this week as you practice. Take care.